Welcome to the Bikini Besties podcast. I'm Lo.
Kaylia.
Sorry. Why was this so bad?
I don't know. It was just like a laugh was like brewing, and then when she said Kaylia,
I was trying so hard. I was like, how am I going to say Kaylia? Okay.
it was coming. I couldn't
Okay.
help it.
Do you want me to start that over?
Start again.
All right.
That's definitely a
Keep
good,
watching
that's a
for
good
take
blooper,
2.
though.
Welcome to the Bikini Besties podcast. I'm Lo.
Kaylia.
Stephanie.
And it is episode 53. We're going to do a part 2 to our Q&A. But there's been a little gap between our recordings since we've had some travel life updates. So we owe you some updates before we jump into some Q&A.
Yes.
Miss World Traveler.
Oh my goodness. It is all my fault. Blame me.
And you haven't even given us an update since your last show.
A show,
I
a
know.
travel.
So I did Wasatch on April 26th.
It's already May.
It was, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mid-May.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it was an amazing show. It's always so well run and everything like that. What I really liked about this show, and I love about any pro show, is when they do prejudging and finals back to back.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. We'll always do that show if you do it that way. I love it. Especially for Bikini, I think, because we don't have a lot of like eating, I don't think, like in between, like there isn't a lot to do. And so I missed my little nap for sure. But no, it was really, really good. I came 13th out of 26 or 27, something like that. But I was really, really happy with the look that we brought. I wasn't as proud of San Diego. And so this one, I was really proud of the fact that I was able to come in harder. I was really happy with, just my overall muscle density and overall leanness. My feedback was actually to get a little harder and to basically stop training upper and decrease get softer on my upper, but get harder on my lower, which if anyone has any idea how you do that,
Please let her know.
let me know. So far in terms of what Shane and I have decided to do is just like completely stop training upper. So before I wasn't training anything like delt wise, since Hawaii in November 23. But now we're going to just focus on increasing the density of my lower so that when I do, lean out and carb up, that density really does start to match my upper, which makes a little bit more sense to me. Sometimes it just takes a little bit to interpret what the judges are saying, because at first I was like, what? But I think we're really close, and I think it's been fun to kind of do this trial and error and just do the process of kind of seeing where my physique can go, given different protocols and things like that. So I'm excited that, after Wasatch, I went to Ireland for 10 days just to kind of have a little bit of vacation because I don't know if you guys remember, but I had cheated on my diet, I think 3 weeks out from San Diego. And a part of that had been of the fact that I hadn't really had a lot of a break time. And for me, mentally, I need to not track for a little bit to like give it 120%. And so when I looked back, I had been in prep since July, because I prepped for November of 24, and I did 3 shows, and then I only had about 3-4 weeks off before I started prepping for in the beginning of January of 25 for my next couple shows. And so it was a much needed break.
Yeah.
Because these first couple days of being back, I really feel like I want to go do cardio.
Yeah.
I want to like have really plain food. Like I don't want anything. Like I really want to get back to, feeling good and just back to my normal routine, I guess. I know it's not that I felt bad, but like just getting back to my normal routine. So the fire's definitely ignited. And so the break was much needed, but I am hopefully going to do a show maybe end of June, early July. We do want to move to Austin. And so one show that I'm definitely going to do is going to be I think it's the Republic of Texas, July 12th. And mainly because I want to go see Austin, but I think it'll be a lot of fun just to kind of go to Texas, because I've actually never been to Texas. So I mean, it'll be a fun one. So that one for sure. But if I do one earlier, that would be also nice too. So we'll see. But yeah.
Awesome.
What about you guys?
Well, yeah, quickly. I just wanted to ask.
I know. Did I miss anything?
I know I'm thinking
As
through
I'm like
everything.
rambling on. Like, what
No,
did I
you
miss?
covered a good amount, but just like I know you kind of expressed to us like that you actually felt a little bit more in control and confident with your traveling and eating. Like you felt like you could be intuitive, but you also felt very controlled. And so I just wanted to like, like
Oh, kind of
let
go over
you,
how I
like
did
mention, well, just like mention that, like, because you talked about like the trip, I think when you went to Italy,
that. Yes.
and how concerned you were before, and then now coming back from this, you felt really
Definitely.
successful,
Yeah.
and like it didn't throw you completely off the rails, but you still got that mental balance. So.
Yeah. So when I did it in Italy, I was 6 weeks out from my November shows. I forget which the first one was. Iron. I forget which one. It wasn't Battle of the Bay. It was Iron Games. Iron Games. Yeah, it was Iron Games. So that one, I like when I like was eating out with my friends, things like I was in prep. Like during the wedding, I was telling everyone I was in prep. There was like no wiggle room at all. But this time when I went, I was more flexible with it. So the days when Zach and I were alone together and I could be like very strict, I was. And then the days that, I had the baby shower, we were going out, different things like that, I was a little bit more flexible. What really helped me was finding my protein. So I didn't bring stuff this time because I knew that I could find it there. Because I wasn't like staying in a touristy place. I was going to visit a friend, so I was like close to like a grocery store, things like that. And I could use like kitchen and things like that. So I didn't bring anything, which was also a relief because like as much as like I can, freeze it, all that stuff, it's always in the back of my mind that this food has been out for like 48 hours.
And if you just don't have to do it, it's so nice.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
So,
It was more of a mental break.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly, right? And not having them go through my stuff like, what is this? Why do you have all this food?
Yeah.
So I was relaxed through TSA. In the mornings I would go down to like this Fresh Mart deli place, and I literally just got plain chicken breast in one bowl and then like boiled eggs in another bowl because it was easy for me to do like egg whites, and they didn't really actually come think of they didn't really have egg whites like in a liquid thing. Like it wasn't the same as like as here. It was harder to find, and so I actually just broke down boiled eggs.
I like doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was just so easy. And then
For
I also
traveling,
just
it's so
like,
easy.
I am weird because now I just like that whole chicken and egg like thing
You
together.
got a little concoction that
I
you like
really
now.
like it.
That's
like,
funny.
It's so weird, but it's just protein and fat. And it's like, I don't know.
That does kind of sound good.
It was really
It's,
good.
that
It's
sounds
really
good.
good,
Yeah.
especially like shredded chicken and stuff like that. I ate it like almost like all the way into Wasatch. But like, so I'm obsessed with it. But it was super easy. I'd be like getting ready and Zach's like, what the heck are you doing? I'm like putting on makeup and like eating chicken.
Eating your chicken.
But like I'd get my protein done by like probably noon, like pretty early in the morning. Like I was almost all like halfway through my protein, if not like 3/4. And then like I had a lot, like because I would wake up in the morning, I would go do cardio. I made sure that both hotels that we stayed at had like a nice gym. And actually this treadmill that was there was so nice in terms of the like rebound. I almost want to buy it, but I looked it up and it's $11,000.
Holy moly.
Yeah, it's like
That's going to stay in
it has
Ireland.
like a nice screen,
Or wherever you
right?
are.
It was like one of those where it had like that nice. It wasn't like a treadmill, but it was like I don't even know, like a pad.
Oh.
But like I got on there and I could have stayed on like without even blinking. I like blinked and
For
it
how
was like
much walking you do,
45
you
minutes.
need it.
Yeah, it was like done. You're right. It
Tell
was so-
Zach, you're like,
right?
I need this.
I
It's
did,
a
yeah.
prep
So
present.
I did a lot of cardio, I think, even before we went walking and stuff. But just because it like just helped me mentally, just be in the gym and like it was early morning. So I usually got up and I did about 45 minutes to an hour in the morning, and then I'd work out every second day. I worked out and I only did glutes. I didn't do anything else.
That's totally what I would do.
Right?
Yeah.
And so they had like a squat rack there. Like they had a lot of things. They didn't have a lot of machines or anything like that. But I did like deadlifts, squats, kickbacks. Like they had a cable machine. Like I did most things. They had dumbbells, so I did like single leg, goblet squats, things like that. But yeah, I worked out every second day. I did cardio almost. I think I only missed like 2 days of cardio. Really, like some of them I
That's
just kind of was like a
normal.
rest day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I almost
like a
forgot to
normal.
rest because I was just like so like
In the
like
moment.
let
Like,
me
be
get
active,
it done.
be active,
I
yep.
have to, right?
Yep.
And so I did do rest days on the days that we like did hikes and things like that. So it ended up working out pretty well. I was really watery when I came back, but I was a little bit looser and more flexible on like the the second last and last day, just because it was my second last and last day. So I was
like, I've been good all this time.
yeah, and I did check in. So I brought my naked heels instead of the clear ones, just because I'm not going to wear those clear
Then
ones
you could wear
anywhere.
those out.
Exactly. And so I was like, these are the shoes I will be wearing. Right. And at least they were about the same heel size. But yeah, so that kind of helped packing wise, just so you could wear like some sort of heel to pose in. And then I brought my practice suit, so that doubled as my bikini that I wore.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it helped me pack light. I checked in 3 times when I was gone. I was gone for about 10 days. And so that just helped me to just stay on track and just to actually see my body and like in comparison. And Shane was happy all 3 times. He shouldn't have told me he was happy on the last one, because I think that led to the flexibility.
You're like, I got
was
3
like,
happies. We're
right.
Just
I was like,
I'm
great, we're
good.
good. But yeah, I check in on Thursday of this week. And so then I think we'll be able to kind of tell how far out I am and what we can do. So I'm excited, but it was a really good break, and I'm excited to
That's
get
so
back
awesome.
to it.
I am not that kind of vacationer. I would not be bringing stuff to check in. I would not I've never vacationed. I refuse to vacation on prep. So
Yeah.
I've never vacationed on prep. So I've never like had to, I guess, or anything like that. So there's that. I guess if like some kind of trip came up when I was on prep, I would do what I had to do. Right. But when I
If you had the choice.
if I had a choice.
Yeah.
But when I go on vacation, like, ring light staying home, heels are staying home, practice suit is staying home.
Yeah,
We
no,
are
I didn't bring my ring
vacationing
light.
for
That was
life.
too much. That was too much. I was like open all the windows, like tried to get as much daylight as possible, and like. But I think I like the vacations where I'm just completely like free, but I also kind of like having like a little bit of structure to my vacation.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what
Yeah.
it is, but it kind of
Like when I travel, like having my cardio in the morning and things like
Yeah.
that.
I
It
like
just feels
that.
good.
Yeah. I like that.
So I think now that I've done like, prep vacation and then kind of prep vacation, I think it would be easier for me to just work in that structure for myself as opposed to a coach being like, oh,
Right.
Like I don't need someone to tell me. It's more like, hey, remember how you felt on this vacation
Yeah.
versus post Hawaii in 2023? That was like, oh, that was not a good time. But yeah, so
It's kind of like learning every reverse.
Yeah.
You learn and you chip away and getting better and better.
Exactly.
That's like the vacations.
You've
Yes.
learned how you like to vacation.
Yeah, how you
and
like
what
to
actually
vacation and
works, right? And
what
then when
works
you,
for you.
yeah, when
And
you
what
wake up in
makes
the
you feel
morning,
good.
feeling good, like instead of sharing like a Costco bag of chips with my siblings, later at night because they're like, because they're just eating normally and they're like, let's just eat. No, I can't do that anymore. But also, European food is so good for you. So good for you. So I don't even want to get into it, but I am moving to Europe when I retire for sure. It's happening. But it was good. It was good.
Good.
But
That sounds
brought
fun.
you guys back home some little chocolates and different
Yes.
little things.
I got my
and-
sugar-free gum.
Yes.
A new flavor.
Right.
I've tried
That was-
it because
yep.
Trident's the best, and we like our sugar-free gum.
Yep, there you go, right? And then we did a lot of shopping, and so I got a bunch of new gym things, and so I'm just excited to wear them all. Right.
That's so fun.
All right, so it was a good time. It was a good time. It was nice to obviously see friends too, and just have some like bonding time because I haven't seen her forever.
Yeah. Aw,
so it was
that's
kind of nice.
fun.
Yeah.
It's worth it to like take those experiences like during. Like you don't want prep or like even like your bodybuilding, your life, you're like doing bodybuilding all year.
Exactly.
You don't want to like make it so that you just like your life is just stopped. You still need to see family, still need to see friends, still have experiences, still go on trips with your husband.
Yes.
There's like ways to make it work.
Yeah.
And then I think it also depends on like what part of prep you're in too. And then like also how long of a trip. So like some trips will have more balance. Like if you're going to Europe and spending all that time and money, like maybe that's one that's more flexible. Like 'cause I just came back from a trip this weekend, but I'm in like still in my like we are aggressively cutting
Yes.
phase, and like I haven't gotten lean yet, so I had to like be a little bit more, well, not a little bit, like
Stricter.
very strict. So I literally measured everything baggie by baggie of every little thing.
Yeah.
And then I had a short grocery list of like some fruit and egg whites and stuff for like when I got there. But the thing is, like, I was actually kind of like realizing this, like, I don't know if like we're so conditioned when we travel, like, because prep is such a thing in our front of our minds. I'm always like, oh, like I'm gonna be around family that hasn't seen me in years, and I'm gonna have to have my prep food at the restaurant. Not one person asked me about it.
That is, yeah, because you build it up in your
no
mind.
one noticed.
Yeah.
Because like I literally like everybody's food came and I just like dumped it on a little one of those little appetizer my food on an appetizer plate like out of my little Tupperware, and like I'm literally eating with this restaurant silverware and a restaurant plate, and like no one knows. Like my immediate family knew, so like they knew, but like my cousins and stuff that were a couple seats down, like they just had no clue. They just didn't even realize that was the case. And I was like, see, no one cares if you're putting something different in your mouth.
Yeah.
For your goals.
Yeah. You're still there. You're still enjoying that time with family. And that matters so much more than what you ate. Like,
oh, absolutely.
You know? So, no, I completely agree. I'm glad that you had a fun time too. Because it's Mother's Day, right? Mother's Day?
We did Mother's Day brunch. I had my oatmeal while they had French toast. And it was like, but like at the same time, it's like, you know, like one of my sisters didn't feel like eating French toast. And she had like I think like a muffin or a bagel or something. So like we ate different things anyway. So it's like, does it matter?
No. Yeah, it really doesn't. At the end of the day, it really doesn't. It really doesn't.
But like it was really good to go travel for family. Like it was a small wedding in like the mountains of North Carolina.
Oh, beautiful.
Like I think there were only 35 people there, but it was like lots of my aunts, uncles, cousins, like really good family. And it was just like that's the time you need to go see people. Like I would have been so like sad if I missed that experience. And like we just planned an Airbnb that was at like at a lake resort area, so I had a treadmill to go to and I had a gym to go to, so I stayed on track. I swapped a couple of my training days around just to make it work, and I think also I have this thing about traveling because I think there's so much like people are like, oh, you're gonna travel and you're flying, you're gonna like hold so much water and you're gonna gain weight. I have traveled like I think this was like my 7th trip since January this year.
Yeah,
flying
and everything. Yeah,
every single trip I have dropped weight the day I get back.
That is awesome.
Every single trip. And I think it's because it's almost like I'm almost more perfect when I travel.
Yeah.
Because I'm like more nervous about like messing up when I travel, that I'm like more on point. And I don't know how, like, it's not that I'm not on point when I'm home, but maybe like, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. You're just more.
Are the foods like a little bit more
meticulous.
simplified?
Yeah.
Sometimes on my travel days. Like,
so maybe it's like something weird with that, or like I don't know,
maybe.
or you're probably like moving around and doing more.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sitting at my computer working.
Yeah.
You know,
So you have
active
more
and-
like neat that's just like built up because you're not sitting at your computer working.
Yeah.
And stuff like that probably. I don't know.
And I don't know, just enjoying the time, and you know.
So it sounds like this prep needs more trips for you.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Right. But even just the mental like, not mental clarity, but just the mental like, I don't know. I guess the happiness of knowing that like you're enjoying yourself and you're still meeting your goal.
Yes.
Like that is like, that's what's changed my kind of outlook on like trips and like staying on point. It's not that I'm staying on point to make or to make sure my weight stays blah blah blah. Like I didn't weigh myself the entire time. I still haven't weighed myself actually. But just to know that you're still like, I still feel like me when I came home. I wasn't like, oh, I don't look good, blah, blah, blah.
Anxious and like.
And anxious.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just like a different type of like.
There's like
I
no
think it's
guilt.
clarity.
There's like, you're not,
Yeah.
like, you're just, yeah.
Yeah, because I just don't think the binging is worth it. Like, I didn't really feel to eat like, I don't know, like a loaf of bread or anything like crazy like that. Like, there were just like little things where I was like an almond croissant, that got me. The almond croissants there. Oh my god.
The food there would totally get
so
me.
good. So good. So just like little things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you just kind of have one or two like little splurges.
Yeah.
Well, not on prep, but like
It depends on the trip. Like
depends
my
on
trip
the
was
trip.
only a couple days.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if it had been like I was doing like going somewhere more vacation, like for a week or
Yeah.
something, you know, like you plan that out and you make adjustments for that.
anywhere you have to be on a flight for 9 hours,
Oh
you
my
better be. That's how long the flight was. 9 hours.
That's rough.
It was brutal. On the way there, I
long.
slept almost the whole time, like 7 hours of it. But on the way back, I only slept like 4. And so those 5 other hours, it was like, I was starting to get like, I needed to get up. Like it was just like my
Antsy
butt
and just
hurt.
like, like sore from
It's
just
so
sitting.
sore from sitting.
I was nervous on the way there. The way the flight, we met up with like family, like on a layover to like travel together there. So we ended up having 2 layovers. And on our second layover in Chicago, our flight got delayed for the last leg. And it was storms that were delaying it. So we weren't sure if we were even going to get to fly that night. And
Yeah.
I only packed my food through the end of the night. and so I was so nervous about the morning because all my food was frozen in my checked bag.
Mm.
And I was so nervous. I was like, I'll make it work. I do macros. I'm skilled at this, but like there was thoughts that like went through my head.
Yeah.
I was like,
You're like, what the
am I
heck?
gonna do in the morning?
Right? Oh my gosh.
I was like, I'll make it work. It is okay. But like it ended up we got through just like a few hours later.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we got to Charlotte, because so many flights were delayed, the whole airport was backed up, and it took. Oh, and then like the rental car situation was another nightmare, another story. It took us 2 hours to get our bags, and then we had a 2-hour drive from the airport to the Airbnb in the mountains. I didn't get to bed until after 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my god!
And I left my house at 10 a.m.
Holy moly.
No, I got to the airport at 8:45 a.m. I got to the airport at 8:45 a.m. and then I got to the Airbnb at 4:30 a.m.
That is wild.
Oh, that is a long day.
That is so
like
long.
3 flights and a long. Oh God, it was.
I don't know about you and Anthony, but from being married, I'm like, I don't know about those last like 4 hours and having to drive. Like, I'd have to be quiet because I would be like, what about my food? And just like freaking out.
I was really like thankful that I kept peaceful.
Yeah, you kept calm.
When we were at the airport and the bags weren't coming and the rental car was almost canceled and it was almost 2 o'clock in the morning, I was like, and I knew we had a 2-hour drive. I almost lost it there.
Yep, that would be me.
I was like, we should think of a plan B, like renting in a hotel by the airport right now. I need to go to bed.
And then
now.
driving
Stat.
later.
In the morning.
In the
yeah.
morning, yeah.
But it worked out. We
That
got
is
it.
good. I did find an airport where they do have cardio equipment in the airport.
Oh,
At the Dallas airport, there's like a Peloton room. And what's nice is that it's like part of the lounge. So I think if you have like a priority pass, like it's free. I think it's like a little pass that you can get just to go to like lounges at bigger airports. But I just couldn't believe how big this lounge was. Like I kept discovering things like not only did they have a Peloton place, but then after you reserve the Peloton, you could like reserve a shower.
That's
So
so
I
cool.
showered and everything
Oh.
before I got on my
wait.
flight.
the Dallas airport is where
It's a beautiful
we got stopped, and I had to
airport.
go do my gym workout. Yeah, Dallas airport. So if you get stuck in Dallas,
That's
you
the
can
airport I'd be
go
stuck in.
through. You have to go back through security though, but it's okay. It's connected to the airport, but there's a hotel, and you can use their
gym.
hotel gym, and it's a nice gym.
Yeah,
that's
I didn't
cool.
even go that far, but I just like inside there was like a little Peloton thing and like
Oh, I didn't know that.
showers and everything, and then they had food and
Yeah.
like everything like
Oh,
that too.
cool.
But I just couldn't believe that you could reserve a shower. And
Yeah.
like I was so refreshed
I was so
afterwards. I
refreshed.
was like, oh, it was great. But
That's awesome.
But that's really nice too to have a gym to next to. 'Cause
Yeah,
my,
we like
my layover
it
was
was
5
I
hours.
don't what show where were we going? Junior USA's? Probably was Junior USA's Charleston, South Carolina
Charleston?
last year. And our flight the layover was like a bajillion hours. And I was like, oh my God, I need to work out still. I was supposed to get in at this time so then I can go to the gym. And so I was like, is there, and I was like looking up gyms around, like if we could leave the airport and go to
Yeah.
a gym. And then I found out that there's a hotel connected to the airport and they had this nice gym. And you can just exit, go to right there at the hotel, work out, and then go just right back through security real quick.
That's perfect.
It was perfect. It totally worked out. Got my cardio
Yeah.
done, got my lift done.
Because I love that. Because I did a little bit of Lowe's thing for the first hour. I'm like walking. And then I was like, how the frick does she do this? I'm like, there's only so much walking I can do. I'm bored. I'm like, these people have watched me walk past like 5 times.
Oh my gosh. I did that on the way home at the
Did
Denver
you?
airport. We had a 4-hour layover, and I think I walked for a full hour of it.
Whoa.
I can't.
And Anthony was like watching our bags laying there, and I passed him a few times. I don't think he saw me, but I just did laps the whole Southwest
Did you?
terminal
Oh,
back
I
and
have to be
forth.
better. Do you take your bag?
No,
Or do
I
you
leave
just
it
do?
with Anthony.
Okay. And then
was like, I'm
do
not
you have like
touching-
music in or like what are you doing?
Sometimes.
Yeah,
you're
I would
just-
just listen to a
walking.
podcast.
Okay.
just
Because I'm just
walking.
like very aware of everyone watching me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like,
I felt like people did watch me. Like he like went into like the restroom, and I didn't want to just stand still, so I just walked laps around like this little coffee kiosk in the middle. And I'm pretty sure people thought I was crazy walking in circles around it.
I'm like, I have to have that like no
I
shame.
have to get to my step count.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah, so prep is going well. I've been consistently dropping still. We changed my macros, and so it did drop down a little bit, but more so like we have 3 high days and 4 low days. but the macros came down to make it like the same average, if that makes sense. And so that's like a little different. So it's like almost every other day except for one stretch, it's 2 low days in a row. Yeah, I think that's how it works. Yeah, and then it's like it's different to kind of going up and down on food like that. I've never done that before that many times. Usually it's just that 1 or 2 high days.
Do you like it more? Do you like what's pros and cons?
So is it like 2 low, high, low, high, low, high kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's how, okay.
And so it just lines up with my glute lower body
Got it.
days.
Training.
My training, those days have the higher calories, and then my rest days and upper body days are low days. So I have 2 upper days and 2 rest days. So those are low days. And it's working well.
You like
I just
it?
have to remember which day it is, which day of the week it is.
Yeah.
So I really have to pay attention in like my fitness pal and
Yeah.
what schedule. And it makes it a little harder to like if I have to move a training day around for like scheduling or traveling.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Because you can't have too high in a
Yeah.
row or like, that
yeah,
makes sense.
especially because then I have 2 lower body days together too because we
Right.
wanted to be on the high days. And so, yeah, so I have to be a little bit more careful when I like move stuff around because of that. But my cardio is still the same. I'm still at only 45 minutes, which I like. I don't really want to do more, but I will, of course, if we need to. But it's kind of nice to just be at that level. I think I was telling you last year at the estimated maybe same weeks out, I was doing, I think, like almost 400 calories less a day and I think 75 minutes of cardio a day
Oh, really?
for a long time.
It's a big difference.
Dang.
Yeah, for like a long time.
Yeah.
And I think it's like I've lost like double the weight in half the time kind of
Really?
scenario. Yeah, it's like
That's
drastically
awesome.
different. So
You said that so casually. That's amazing. Oh my God.
Why are you freaking out?
yeah.
right?
Well, I think I already did that when I was like doing math. I was like, oh.
You already got your excitement out.
That is amazing. That's awesome.
It's not quite the same like double, but like it's a lot. I mean, because it's been so much faster, it's been half the time losing like the same amount of weight.
Right.
So I guess that's like double fast.
And then mentally, it's just been a lot like.
yeah, I've been like, work's been stressing me out, and like external stuff has been stressing me out, but prep hasn't been. The only thing that's different about like prep that's like been hard for me is we changed my front pose. And I was telling you guys, it's like really not collapsing, but like bringing my rib cage in more. And that's hard for me to bring it in and twist and keep tall and make sure I'm tilting my hips right. And it's just an adjustment in like how you're holding your body. And so it's like, it's almost like I don't like my front pose right now because it doesn't look like the way I've seen it for so long. It's almost like just because it's like an unfamiliar look, I'm like, it doesn't look right yet. But I think the more I do it, the more I practice it, and the more it feels normal, and the more I see it, then I'll like it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just going through a adjustment phase.
Yeah, because it's like, it's not that like, if I look objectively, it's not that I don't like the front pose, but it's like I feel like I don't like it because I'm not used to it.
Right.
Right. That
And
makes
it's
sense.
just like I'm not used to how it feels, and I'm not used to how it looks. Like I feel like it changes my look a lot. But if I trust Jamie, and if it's changing my look a lot to be in a really good way, that's kind of exciting. So I'm doing my best to practice it as hard as I can because I want that to be part of the reason that this year is more successful. I check in tomorrow. We did move my check-in days from Thursdays to Tuesdays because it turned out we moved my yoga day to Wednesdays, and I was doing hot yoga, so I was like dropping a lot of weight on check-in days Thursday morning.
Oh, that's fair.
And I told her about it, and she's like, no.
Oh, I'd be like, can I keep that, please?
Yeah, exactly.
She's like,
I like
no,
these.
I do not want your dehydrated weight for check-ins.
Yeah.
Or dehydrated look. I
Yeah.
was like, okay. And so she moved it to Tuesdays because it works after a low day anyway. So it works out better. So I check in tomorrow, and I think we'll discuss if I'm doing the show. We kind of put a target on. So I hope we get to know, because I kind of want to book stuff. That would be exciting. And
That's
it would
awesome.
probably be the fastest prep I've ever done if we
That's
do that
so
show.
cool.
That's
So,
awesome.
that's really crazy and exciting too. But yeah, that's where it's at. I'm just feeling good. One thing I did notice like this trip is I was like, even like when I worked out, I was like went to the gym with like family, and it was like a little rec center with like a lot of like old people and kids and stuff. So it was like not a bodybuilding gym. And I just like had a big t-shirt on, and I just like did my work or did my cardio or like in my training session, and I just kind of like left, and I didn't pose or like check or take photos or record anything. So I wasn't like analyzing everything. And so like when I came home and I did a late night workout last night, I like looked in the mirror and I didn't realize like over 4 days of like not really like checking your body every day, I was like, whoa, I can see where I dropped this week. And that was kind of cool.
Oh, you saw the lean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
Yeah, because I didn't feel like anything was happening. I was just executing in the background of all the chaos going on. Like literally chaos. Like we were there, the family, and there's big family announcements, and even I didn't even like tell you guys this. Like even at the wedding, we were saying goodbye, and my cousin was on the dance floor and broke his leg. Had to go to the hospital.
Oh my!
Like full on broke. Like
What?
broke? Yeah, like crazy.
Okay, like what was he doing?
Lifting up my other cousin who's the groom and like lifting him up, and then they fell over.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He probably tried to like. I mean, I would be like, oh, I'm fine.
Oh, he tried.
You know,
but,
like do that thing where you're like, it's okay, but it's not okay.
Everything's fine.
Tried that.
Everything's
He's
fine.
like, I'm good. We'll go. And he took his boot off, he's wearing cowboy boots, and his leg just literally fell.
Oh no! Ew! 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 Ew!
It was really bad.
Ew!
So that was like some of the chaos. You're not thinking about prep when that's going on.
You can't play that
That's
off.
an eventful weekend.
Oh my god. Oh my lord.
Ew! I hate that
Tell
kind of
you guys
stuff.
that.
That is crazy.
He's okay.
Kaylia's like, ew. I'm like, which muscle? Which ligament?
Oh no! Shut up!
It's a clean break.
I hate it so much.
Holy,
Not the ankle,
that's
it's leg,
crazy.
so.
Oh my
He'll
lord.
be okay.
Dang.
But yeah, that's all my updates. Funny story at the end.
That's
there.
crazy.
Funny. Oh my
He's never
God.
lifting anyone up again.
And he's also like 6'7" and like 250 pounds. It took like 3 guys to carry him to the car.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was a big dude.
I shouldn't be laughing, but that's
So that's a lot of leg that broke off.
so funny.
Yeah.
I like that.
I know.
Yeah, that's
He
so
probably won't.
funny. That's hilarious. Oh my god.
Dang. Well,
That's not
hope he's
funny at all.
okay and recovers
Okay.
well.
Yeah. Well, he's doing good. He's in good spirits. They went to Myrtle Beach the next day on a
Wow.
little scooter.
Oh my goodness. You wouldn't be taking me anywhere. I broke my leg. I'd be going nowhere.
No.
I know, but it made me like, I felt like my ankles and like feet like hurt. Like I was like, I don't want anything to like.
I would throw up if I saw that. I would throw up on the
I
dance
just
floor,
love
and I
Kaylia's
wouldn't have
face.
even
She's
been
slowly
drunk or
getting
anything.
over
I
what's
would-
happening. Lauren's talking, but she's like,
I'm like, funny story. Okay.
Yeah.
She's like still like what? You didn't expect that part.
No, I didn't.
so funny. Oh my god, I'm dying.
Can't have a good family wedding without
Oh my God.
something happening. I think
Dang.
the last one, all those cousins were together. One of the cousins went through my parents' kitchen window.
They need to stop hanging out together.
Are these people drinking? I just want to know. Okay. Okay. I'm like, I just want to make sure. Is this like
They're on
sober
something.
thoughts or like drunk thoughts?
So it was like, go put the leg out there.
For a whole year, you could say that for sure.
I'm sure people have already been saying that. to
Right.
them.
That's
So
so
I have
funny.
a fun family. They're
Oh,
all
that's
great.
awesome.
Oh my
That's
God.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
so fun.
But,
Hey.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you have updates.
Yeah, I'm prepping too. And let's see, I think we've been cutting now for like 2 or 3 weeks. Got back into cutting. We're down like almost 3 pounds, 2.5, something like that. So things are happening, just like not at the rate that I want them to. But so I'm just being a brat about it. But things are happening. It's fine. And so I think I'm sitting like 5 to 6, 5.5 something pounds above my Arnold weight. So once we get down to like kind of the look that we want, then we will hop on stage. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like my updates aren't really that exciting because I kind of stayed fairly lean, and we're just now taking off the few extra pounds that we need to find the look that we want to get on stage at. So yeah, my stuff is my food. We're at like I mean, it's low for what I was at. I think the highest we got my food since Arnold was 21, almost 2,200 calories. No, 2,150 or something. And now I'm at 1,650, I think, or something like that, 1,660, 50. And so we've dropped a bit of food, but my cardio is still so low and I don't have steps. So, I mean, I get steps. My average steps are like 10 to 11,000 a day, but that includes my cardio. And my cardio is like 25 minutes, 5 days a week. Yeah. So like, I mean, I'm not hungry. I don't feel, there's no fatigue. Like I feel kind of fine. I'm just,
Checking all the boxes.
Yeah. Just checking the boxes.
How are your
doing
glute
things.
workouts going? You feel like you're
Really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
You love them now?
Yeah, I love them. I've got them down. Every single exercise on my program has been finally checked off. There's one that is like a 75%. So I'm counting it as checked off. But I got to slow my tempo down a little bit. And it's like a little. Like I literally have to go like a second slower. So, yeah. So all my workouts, all my lifts are approved and good. Yeah, I love training. Literally, I'm such a nerd. I like tomorrow's a glute day and I'm like so excited to go to sleep tonight and wake up and go train. That's how I am. Like that's how I am about my glute days now. Like 3 days a week, Tuesday, Friday, Sunday. I'm so excited to go to bed the night before and I wake up early in the morning and I go train and it's like my little favorite time ever.
Yeah.
I love training right now and I want to be in improvement season so bad. Like, damn it, this be having to be my last year.
But that's awesome.
But yeah, so yeah, training's going really well. I guess the change that we made this week was no food changes yet. No, we had just made food changes last week. And so, we're going to sit on those for another few days. And then, so no food changes in today's check-in and then no cardio changes. The only change that was made was, how I do my hinge pattern lit exercises. So RDLs and some other things I have, but, and it has to be switched from upper outer mid glute focus to tie-in focus. So basically just a straighter knee. So I don't add much of a bend to my knees anymore for certain lifts. And so, which I didn't even know that was, I just thought like if you do an RDL and you want it to be glute focused, you add a bend to your knee. Like that's kind of more rather than a stiff leg, straight leg deadlift, that's more hamstring. And mine aren't going to be stiff leg, but it's like less of a bend. And I didn't know that like, oh, that's the well, I can't say that word. Differentiator. There we go.
Yeah.
I had to think through that one. Of like what part of the glute is being worked, emphasized. So I didn't even know that was a thing like that. Basically it'll be like kind of like how we tell girls like in the back pose, like don't lock your knee, but have a soft knee, but don't overly bend your knees. So like kind of in a sense, overly bending your knee is the more mid glute focus, but then a soft knee is going to be more the tie-in focus, using the upper hamstring low tie-in. And so yeah, that's the change that got made. Cool. So yeah, that's a very specific thing.
Yeah.
But
I love all these little details are coming together to create this like.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, so just a little bit. So now I get to go. So now I'm back to recording lifts. Cool. I just realized that. Dang it.
But we love
it. So yeah,
just those specific ones.
Yeah, just those specific little exercises just to make sure my form is right. But yeah, so just that. So that's the focus, I guess, for the next week until Thursday's check-in. I check in twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays. Sometimes that changes, just depends on what's happening with us. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I think that's it. Everything's going really good. I feel good. I have lots of energy. I have a lot of strength in the gym. Like, if I look at the weights I was lifting the first week of my program to now, it's wild. Like,
really?
Oh yeah, my weights have now. However, I need to kind of back up because the first like 3 to 4 weeks of my working with Drew, we were figuring out my technique and like all that stuff and form and everything. So I really wasn't able to lift at my full working weight just because I was figuring out technique. But now that I know the technique of all the exercise, now for the past like 4 or 5 weeks has been increasing intensity. So now I've been focused on intensity. So yeah, the weight, like I'm lifting some decent weight, and yeah, so workout's really good. We're sore and we're just having a good old time. Yeah, it's been good. Yep. So we'll see what we do the rest of the year, but only a few more pounds to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all in prep.
Yep.
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 I think
Right?
we're always at different stretches, but I feel like coming up,
It
because,
cycles
like,
through.
we all don't really have like our next show like exactly lined.
Right.
It's like kind
Yeah.
of like we're all like almost this, or we have an idea or like a target one, but it's like depends on like
Certain
how we
thing.
look over the
Yeah.
next like couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like I think we're all in that, like in the next couple of weeks we'll be able to pick. Like,
Which I
for all
kind of
us.
like about prep. I like not choosing, but like kind of just like seeing
Getting
how
ready.
shit goes. Yeah.
Semi-choosing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
semi-choosing.
target. I think we all have a target.
Yeah,
show.
like a semi.
But
yeah.
like we're waiting for our coaches to like see if we like meet a few things right before we're like commit
Can
to that.
say that you're ready
So
for
wait,
that
does
show.
that mean that we might be in off season together? Reversing together, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Who knows? Well, because we don't know if like if we hit this like little segment
Sorry, I
of
got too
shows might
excited.
line up. Who knows how long one of us
I will for
competes.
sure be in off season
I'll be in off season after October.
after
I don't know.
October will be the end of my season.
I don't know how anything's gonna go, but I just see brunch. I'm just like, yum.
Yeah, I don't know. I bet you I'll be done by fall.
Yeah, so maybe I'll like aim for like October, November-ish.
Yeah, you need to
To
stop.
kind of stop. I need to stop at some
At
point.
some
Oh my
point.
god. Yeah.
Give
yeah.
yourself a
yeah.
break.
Brunch. I'll just tell Shane I have a besties brunch to do. I'm sorry.
You know,
Besties
one
brunch.
cheat day in this fall.
Right? I'll be like, sorry, I will not be checking in for 2 weeks. Do not text me.
A very important
Going
commitment.
all out on
Right?
this brunch.
But that would be fun. We definitely have to do an episode. I think everyone would want to see this besties brunch.
Yes.
I just want to see like you cook and bake. I just want to see what that looks like.
Kaylia
I
will
would
have-
make
Kaylia
the
will
weirdest
have
things.
30
Right?
ingredients.
Yeah, and then just make this weird concoction
Yes,
and then
I'll have
try to
the-
feed it to me, and I'm
I'll have
no,
the weirdest stuff.
no. That would be the weird. Yeah, you'll make me weird things, and I'll be like
I'll
pretending
make
that
us
I like it.
donut French toast sandwiches, egg sandwiches.
Why does there have to be egg?
Gotta have protein.
Bacon?
French
Bacon?
I could do bacon. But
Oh
like,
my god,
French
guys, if
toast,
you had
donut,
like a donut in the
Yes.
middle of two French toasts with
Egg?
bacon,
yeah, bacon I could do. Because I've seen like bacon donuts. Those are
Yes.
surprisingly good.
They're really good.
oh god, I want to do this so bad.
Yeah, we have to make like a menu. Oh my god, we can have people vote on the menu. That'd be
Yes.
fun, right?
No, because I want everything. I want a pancake. I want
Yeah,
waffle, I
yeah,
want
but we
French
can make
toast,
it
I
in the
want donuts.
background. We should tell them.
True, we'll involve everyone. Design our bestie brunch menu,
Yes.
and then we shall make.
Suggestions.
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh.
We can have like
Ooh.
a little bake sale after, so
This
we don't
makes
eat
me
it all.
so excited.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, too
bake
many
sale?
ideas.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know. We can't eat it all. Where are we gonna give it to?
Oh,
Ronnie and
Yeah.
Ronnie and Zach.
Bring the boys and make.
Cody.
Yeah.
Cody's like,
Cody
guys,
volunteered.
I'm part of the
Hello.
besties. Duh.
Right, exactly.
Cody volunteered to eat.
Cody's the one that
eater.
eats it all
Yeah.
for us.
Right.
Yes, please.
All right.
Q&A time?
Q&A.
Yeah, so we didn't finish up our Q&A from the last episode. This episode, we kind of did a lot of update, and then we're just going to wrap up our Q&A from last time. So we have some of the stuff you guys submitted previously. So if we're looking at our phones here, we're just pulling up the questions again. We have quite a few. Just got to remember which ones we already answered for you.
Great.
Let's see. One of the ones that I thought was
I'm gonna have to pause this.
kind of a good one. Oh, this one we did not cover. This is just kind of it's a long question. It says, have you ever had an injury in prep? How did you deal with it? I'm 8 weeks out from my first show and found out yesterday I broke my rib. And we didn't talk about this. I broke my rib in 3 places somehow, and it will take 8 weeks to fully heal. What would you do in this scenario or with any prep injury advice? Thank you. So she's 8 weeks out, and it's supposed to take 8 weeks out to heal a rib.
3 places?
Yeah.
I guess, well, I think it depends on the injury. In this situation, I would ask myself, if this was me, can I do any kind of training, and what can I do? Can I do cardio?
Yeah.
And can I pose? if I can't do any of these because of however severe
Yeah.
the injury is, then I think prep is on hold until
Yeah.
that heals.
I
And
agree.
also if there's inflammation.
If there's inflammation,
'Cause
that's
if you're constantly inflamed and holding a lot of water and your body's struggling, then there's no point in stressing your body with the last part of prep.
right. But if if
have
like
to
a doctor,
heal.
physical therapist, whoever you're working with, like you definitely need to seek the guidance of
I would ask the doctor for
a doctor.
sure.
Yeah, like
Because they're unbiased too. Like your coach might like have an opinion, but like the unbiased, like just health perspective
Yes.
of a doctor of just saying like, hey, I wouldn't push this, because adding stress to an injury is just like
true. And if you're in a deficit,
absolutely
like you
not.
can't recover well. Like if you have an injury, you need
Yeah.
to recover.
Yeah.
And you need to be eating. You need to be like resting. You
Yeah.
can't be putting your body in this extreme deficit.
Yeah, that 8 weeks will turn into 16 real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would pause prep. There's always a show.
There's always a show,
stage.
and you only
Heal.
have those set of ribs.
And think of yeah. You only
I'm
have
so
those set of
sorry,
ribs.
but like that's an easy one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I would say, like, I've definitely, because I've had some clients that had like I've had someone that had a minor rib injury, like it was minor.
Yeah.
And so she was able to
Like
just,
bruised ribs.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah.
And so like between her coach and her physical therapist decided what exercises she could do.
Mm-hmm.
Posing, she let me know, and then we figured out what she could do. Like, and she was able to get through it. It just depends on how severe.
Yeah,
and
broken sounds
broken
severe.
three, and then three.
And three?
Yeah. That
Yeah,
sounds,
that's
ow.
pretty. Yeah, and you want to like gauge how your body's responding because
And you want to have a good experience. Sorry
Yes.
to cut you off. You also want to have a good experience. And I feel
Exactly.
like that sounds
Yeah, if
scary.
you're like have these injuries and you're trying to like pose through them and train through them and it's really ooh, that's not fun.
Yeah, it's already hard enough.
Yeah.
The one time I pushed through one injury in prep. I have a really bad, like I get tendonitis in one of my knees, and I was doing 2 hours of cardio a day, and walking on the treadmill on an incline just irritated it. But posing, I didn't even notice it. And then doing like hip thrusts, because you're not like putting like the walking motion, I didn't even notice it. Couldn't feel it. But like I could barely like walk more than like I think like 20 minutes without just like my knee giving out. But I found if I was on an elliptical and I wasn't lifting and having impact on my knee, and I just was like going back and forth with like a weight transfer, it was fine. And so I found an adaptation to something that was just like a chronic nagging injury versus like a trauma or an event injury, if you want to think of it, because it was just from overuse.
Yeah, I had a similar thing with my foot. Last prep. Yeah, last year, 2024. Did something with my foot and I couldn't do high incline walking anymore for a while.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do any of my cardio, but and I couldn't do the stairs. So I found out the elliptical.
The
That's when I got
elliptical.
into the elliptical.
So that's where like, even though like I felt like I couldn't walk at times, I found adjustments where I wasn't having any inflammation. Like my knee wasn't swollen. I wasn't having any issues with dropping weight still, but I still had to get my cardio in. So it was like, I found what worked and wasn't further injuring me.
Right.
And wasn't causing further pain. And I like, otherwise, if it had gotten worse, then I probably would have stopped. But I did push through that, and it was like the prep that I got my pro card in. So I'm glad I pushed through that
That's
one.
awesome.
So sometimes you do have to kind of be objective, because like maybe a physical therapist or a doctor would have been like, no, don't, because they don't know what you've been going through. So I think having multiple
Opinions.
like your coach, like take what your doctor says and work with your coach. And if there is an adaptation to something that's broken, needs to heal. But something that's like maybe like just like sore from.
Yeah. And there's like an alternate thing you can do that still
Yeah.
achieves the same results without you compromising
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you
further.
break your finger,
Yeah.
you don't need your finger.
Yeah. I just think sometimes, especially when you're like a newer competitor, it can be hard to figure out like how much compromise is healthy compromise versus. So I agree with you, taking other opinions and just making sure you're self-aware to know and in tune with your body to know whether or not you're pushing too much. But I had one. What's it like backstage? I feel like I'd be awkward. The awkward one in the corner. Are people friendly?
I would say.
Go
ahead.
I've had both experiences where, and I'll
Same.
be transparent and honest, that I've had some shows where like everyone was so friendly and it was so fun and it was like, like it was just like so friendly, okay? And then I just had another experiences plural that where I was like a little bit more standoffish, a little bit everyone is in their zone. I don't know if like not catty or mean intentionally, but just I think like everyone was just like focused and it was a little bit colder.
Yeah. So not as friendly, I guess, because friendly would be like,
but I mean, I don't know. I took it more as like everyone's in the zone. Like everyone's.
It's not personal.
Not personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took it as that.
Yeah. You definitely can't take it personally.
No, you can't
definitely
take it
can't
personal.
take it
You
personally.
just need to do your thing. Have fun, like whether that's with your team, your friends, or your support system that's there to watch you and with you. And don't just don't take it personal. Sometimes, you know, it's that thing of getting in the zone. Like people are just like they're there to have fun, but they're there to do a job too.
Yeah.
Kinda, you know, like it.
Yeah.
And
It's
I
not a
think-
meet and greet.
Yeah.
You know,
There's
backstage.
a difference on what level of show too, because for some of these shows, like if it's a high level pro or national level show, like people are spending thousands and thousands of dollars and they're very focused on winning. So it's like they might just need to be in the zone, or even at any level show, someone might be more nervous.
Yeah.
And how they handle it. Some people, when they're nervous, they talk a lot.
Yep.
And then some people, when they're nervous, are more reserved. So I think it's kind of like you make what you want out of it, but just don't have expectations of other people because you don't know how they handle their own nerves or excitement. So, you know, if you have hopefully you have a good, I think majority of shows and majority of people, there will be a good handful of people backstage who just want to have fun. And
Oh yeah, there's
enjoy
always
chatting
like
with you.
the 1, 2, or 3 or handful that are like, oh hi, like
Yeah.
They're all
always, like-
chatty. So if you
Yeah.
want that, you'll see them. They will
Yeah.
be
You'll
bopping
find your
around.
tribe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you want to be in the corner on your blanket with your headphones in and be really quiet and focused and in your zone, that's your experience, and that's you just getting ready to like be on stage. So I think you can make it what you want, both ways.
I think I've had mostly the friendly experience. I know one that sticks in my mind is my pro debut. In my mind, I don't know. I just always saw all these pros taking pictures backstage and all these things. So I had this idea when I went to my
What it
pro
was gonna be?
debut. Yeah, what it was going to be. And so I was a little disappointed because people were a little bit more reserved, that kind of thing. But one thing that I would add to that is I think you can always go up and ask people if it's okay to like chat, or if it's okay if like they're having a moment and that kind of thing, so that you know. I know I did that at Optimum with Ashley K because I was like fangirling. I was like, oh my god, it's Ashley K, and she was like in the corner, like just like, you know, kind of having her moment. And I literally went up and I was like, are you like having a moment? Are you in the zone? Are you like, or can I like chat with you? And we ended up chatting, and it was like a really good connection for me because, you know, like even from then we continued talking and that kind of thing. So I like wouldn't trade it for the world, but I wouldn't do it differently. Like I definitely, if she had said like, hey, you know, like I'm having a moment, whatever, then, you know, you just walk away. Okay. Like that's
Right.
completely fine. For me, I usually like 20 minutes, half an hour to 20 minutes before I'm on stage, like after I've been glazing, I usually will have my AirPods in, and that is like my time to like even if I've just been talking to you, I will literally just put my headphones in and just kind of like, because I like to have that time to kind of visualize myself on stage, get in the zone, and just kind of, have my moment. So I don't know. I think it's different for everyone.
What kind of
Yeah, that's actually one of the next questions is what do you get, how do you get in the right mindset right before you hit the stage?
I am someone.
You,
So
like literally just said.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah,
like,
Yeah,
you did.
sorry. Yeah.
That's perfect.
That's
yeah,
really
that's
what
a
I
good segue.
Yeah.
I am definitely, I think, the person that's a little bit more quiet and reserved backstage because I can just kind of get myself stressed out and worked up and anxious easily. And so to keep me calm, I like to like just, it's like, I do actually kind of, I don't like, because if anyone ever comes up to me, I'm like, I totally will get into it and have a conversation. I love it. Like I love meeting, you know, new people or the people I see online and chatting and making those connections in person. Especially at the national shows, because it's the one time we all come together and we see each other
Yeah.
online. So that's super cool. But I don't think I'm probably the person that will spark the conversation or I think I'm more of I will sit back and like do my thing, but I'm so open to having a conversation, but I'm not the one that initiates
Will initiate it,
usually.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's a mix of like, probably I don't want to burden anyone. Like I think that if I don't know. So I
Yeah.
just stick to like myself a little bit or like with who I'm with or anything. But, and also I like to just I kind of like go through a checklist of my head of like, okay, I've had my water. Like it helps me stay on track with what needs to be done. And because I get a little worried if I like start mingling too much, then it's going to be like, oh crap.
You missed your time, yeah.
I'm, I need to do all these things and then I'll get stressed out. So
Yeah.
I kind of like being a little bit just chill.
Yeah.
Chilling.
I think it also depends on how much time you have backstage.
Yeah.
If it's like close to you going on stage, like for me, it's like, okay, wait, I need to be in the zone of my posing, or like make sure I have both my shoes. You know, like, make sure all my jewelry is good, make sure my hair is good, make sure I'm going and getting glazed.
I have time to pee.
Yeah.
Talking to my coach and making sure I look right.
Because everyone hates rushing.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
God.
the worst feeling.
That's the worst feeling
it's
ever.
the worst. It's the best feeling to just everything's calm.
Yeah, and usually, like a lot of times, like you'll set up your little spot backstage, and I feel like there's usually like a person or two next to you.
Yeah.
And maybe you talk to just like that little group. And
You
so
don't
you're
walk
kinda
all the way
laying there.
across making friends. Hi, Ashley. But yeah, no, I agree. Like having like the little kind of, you have like a little pod.
Yeah.
You'll set up your little spot, and usually there's like a little couple people around you, and you'll make. I like that, like making like a closer connection versus like talking to everybody.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I'll like, maybe I don't have a team there, but I'll like, or like one of my teammates I haven't seen or just met them there. And it's like nice that we like get to sit together and hang out and but just be quiet, but be just like bond in the smaller setting than super social.
Because of my experience with my pro debut, I have noticed that I do make an effort to talk to the people who are doing their pro debut at whatever show I'm at, just because I'm like, I want you to have a good experience thing. You know, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it just wasn't
nice.
the most pleasant
Yeah.
for me. And so I'm like, oh, it's your pro
like,
debut.
important to you.
Like, this is
Like, yeah.
exciting. Da, 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 da. The funniest talk I had with Jess backstage, she was doing her pro debut. I can't remember her last name. She was doing her pro debut at Wasatch, and it was kind of funny because I came with all this energy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cheer for you, blah blah blah. And she's like, don't cheer for me while I'm on stage. It was kind of funny because some people are more reserved, right? Like you said, and so like sometimes that energy is just not. It's just a funny like joke that we talk about now. But some people, like you said, are just a little bit more
you don't
reserved.
know how they handle their nerves.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like, some people don't want that.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know, for me, like my mindset right before I go on stage, I don't know if I necessarily like totally need to be like in some sort of zone. I just know I need to be like making sure I'm paying attention and present.
Yeah, I like to just be calm and present. I like to just know what's going on. So actually, it's kind of, I used to be the person that had headphones in, and now I'm not anymore, because I like to just, first of all, I like to listen to music and things way too loud. And so, so if it's way too loud, then I can't hear what's going on. Like,
Oh yeah, no, I have one AirPod in. I can't do two.
Oh, you do
So
one?
I could hear. Yeah.
See, I hate that. I have to have both. Like having
okay.
one, like then I'm like, wait, I can hear this. I can hear this. Then I get overstimulated,
funny.
and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
So
fair.
I just have no headphones, and I just sit and think, and like, I don't know, I just chill, and I just kind of go through a checklist of my head of like everything that needs to be
Almost
done.
like a
that I've
meditation.
done. Yeah.
Like meditation in a
Just
way.
like being present, checking in, and I like to like talk to my coach or you know like see, kind of make sure everything's good.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think I feel like I don't overthink like going right on stage.
I don't anymore. I don't overthink. I just kind of do. I might like visualize, like, because
Yeah,
I've
I'm a
seen the
huge
stage by
visualizer.
then, and so I kind of like do visualization of like my routine.
Yes,
and, like,
I love that.
You know, I
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah, it really gets you in the zone.
So, do most judges smile or look stone faced? It depends.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
I'd say a
definitely
lot of the times, like a lot of times they're smiling. Like a lot of times they're like looking at you, and it's almost like a face of like encouragement. Like it's, you know, it's like, you know, you're showing them you're having a good time. They want you to have a good time. But then there definitely are the judges. Like there's specific judges, like, you know, and there's some judges that like you can always guarantee they're going to smile back at you and like nod and encourage you, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that are like, there to do the job, and they're just focused on your physique, and they're not paying attention to like anything else but judging you, and they're doing their job, and they're just doing their job.
Yeah. I feel like whenever I look like right at the judges and stuff. It's more so you're seeing that face where they're like hands on their chin, they're squinting their eyes, looking back and forth, comparing people, or they're like holding a pencil to like make a note. Like they're like really focusing and like trying to pay attention and like look for the weaknesses and look for the who's like looking better, and like they're really like paying attention. So I don't know if they're necessarily like, sometimes during like routines when they're not like comparing people, they are smiling and nodding and like being there, but sometimes I feel like they're taking notes or they're like talking. I've seen them like go like cover their mouth and like talk to the judge, whisper in the judge's ear next to them. But for the most part, I feel like it's always that focus face where it's like, I always think of like like the hand on the chin and like the squinting, like they're like looking.
I know sometimes like when you're posing, you're kind of feeding off a little bit of the energy, but just to make sure that you're always bringing good stage presence, I think to some extent you can't completely feed off their energy, because sometimes if they're looking down, or it might, like I've had it where it's kind of thrown me where I'm like, why is he not looking at me? And I'm like, oh my God, and then I'm in my head, what's going on? Right? But instead of doing that, I don't think it's helped me pose better in any way. I think it's really taken away from it. So it's more that you just continue doing your thing, because it could be that he's writing down that's number one.
You know.
know.
I think like because I want to like look like I'm making eye contact with the judges, but sometimes it's almost like awkward for me to like make eye contact, and so I always look like right above their heads, like right above, and almost like just like.
Oh, I'm an eye contact person.
Yeah,
I will talk to you with my.
Too.
It depends on like if they're looking, but like I've been in a situation where like I feel like they're not looking, and it throws me off.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
And
So
so
then
it's like
you
more
kind
for my
of
own personal.
you don't look away, but you look away in a sense.
I look like right.
Yeah.
If they looked at me, they would think I was looking right at them.
Right.
But I'm not focused on what their faces are looking at. Like
Right.
their faces are almost blank, but I see their face right below my vision.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Like they are right there, but I'm
That's
not
a
paying
good
attention to
tip.
them.
That's a good tip. Like if you, because you're going to have those judges. I can even think of a few male judges that like do that, and they're very serious faced, and like to not throw you off, because you can't change their face. Like that's how they are. And so just look above and just still look in their direction, but look above
right there
and
so
do your thing.
They think you're looking at them because you're looking right above them,
That's
but
a
their
good
faces
idea.
are like almost blurred. It's kind of like when your eyes are out of focus. Maybe it's because
I was about to say, this entire time, all I've been thinking is Lauren can't freaking see.
True, I can't see them anyway.
Lauren's not wearing contact.
Their faces are just
Lauren is
blurry
a minus
anyway.
one. She is seeing absolutely nothing.
That's hilarious.
Maybe that's why I don't see them.
Oh
I was trying to hold back because I'm like, the nerd in me is like,
You're like, I don't actually know
Literally,
why.
like, I know Lauren's eye prescription.
Oh, that's so
there's no
funny.
way you're seeing those facial expressions.
I don't want to see them.
But that's fair. Like maybe I'll just take out my contacts. I mean, Ashley was seeing double for like half of her competing career.
You don't,
Maybe
you
that's the
look right
key.
above.
You just have to not be able to see. That's pretty funny.
I can
I
never
love how
see
you looked
people in the
over at me.
crowd. I can never see the crowd.
That's so
Yeah.
I
funny.
can
Oh
hear
my
them.
God. Steph's just like waiting. Should I say something?
I
Should I
just
say
love that
something?
I wasn't saying anything, and then she just looked over at me and she just knew.
It's just like, you guys made eye contact. and
She
it's
came
like,
to the same conclusion. She's like, wait a
was like,
second,
oh,
maybe
yeah.
it's because I...
oh my God.
Sorry, okay. Oh
That's
my
so
God.
funny.
That's hilarious.
Oh
But
my
I would
God.
try not to take it too personally.
Yes, sorry.
It's kind of
Just
like
get
the
back
whole
onto it.
backstage thing. Try not
Yes.
to take it too personally. They
Yeah.
are there to do.
A job.
A
And you
job.
want them to be like almost like serious and paying attention, because if they were just like la-di-da, then maybe I would feel like they weren't even as invested in like
I agree.
the judging part of it. But yeah.
I'm seeing one, but I don't know if we... Nail advice for show day?
We did that.
that
We did that one.
one.
Oh my gosh, you guys have so much better memory than I do.
We did a lot of them. I think we were just kind of, there was a few good ones that we just
Favorite type of body work?
Oh, we did not.
Prep
we
and
didn't do that.
improvement season.
They're the same for me.
Yeah, I do the same.
Massage.
I do, deep tissue massage.
Maybe increased frequency during prep. Kind of.
Honestly, I
Not
think
really.
you should do it in improvement season. You're trying to grow.
That's true.
recovery. But
I think I do increase
I
it
think
though.
like I
It's also a prep activity for me, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So like, there's just like something that I
true.
can go do
Yes,
that
that's
doesn't
true.
involve food. I'm game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. And then I do as of prep, last prep and this prep, I do dry needling.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I just did it on my mid back and it fixed it. Oh
I
my
have to try
God.
that again,
My
'cause I was
mid
not
back
that
got
big of
so
a fan.
tight and it fixed it like that. And then now I do the active release.
Oh,
the
yeah.
girl that, yeah.
I love her.
And that, she's helping me with my lat. My left lat is not wanting to engage and flare. It's all because of posing. But in my back pose this week, it's improved. My shoulders are more level. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So I do like the active release stretching and mobility stuff, and then deep tissue massage and dry needling.
Yeah.
I have 3.
I do both of those except dry needling.
I would say like if when you're like picking a massage, if you don't have like a massage therapist like now, don't just go to like a spa and get a Swedish massage that's relaxing.
Right.
Like that could be nice for maybe your mental, but like if you're looking at actual body work, someone who's maybe more athlete or sports focused, something more deep tissue, something I want to add into my body work this year is going to be, I want to do a lymphatic drainage massage. I really want
Oh,
to try
yeah.
that.
That's very helpful.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
Especially for if you have any water retention and things
Lower
like
core. Yeah.
that. And then
Yeah.
also like stuff probably even with the active release, like doing some body work that's like stretch and release. Like I worked with a physical therapist for my shoulder, but she did like some body work stuff where it was very much like using tools and like she would pinch and pull and like it was like mobility helping and it helped really open up my shoulder and get back to training. And so that was like, and like we did a lot of cupping and things like that, but it was like, I didn't just need someone to rub my shoulder.
Right.
I needed like literally like manipulation.
Right.
And so I think you kind of have to, when you're picking your body work, I would like think about like what do you need? Because like if you go in for a specific thing, it's like I just need a back rub today. Like that's not going to do anything for you. But like how Kaylia like knew that she needed her lat worked on. You have a goal specific in mind with your body work. I think it's going to be a lot more effective for your time, your money. And make it count for like improving either your training or your posing. So pay attention to maybe imbalances, if you have stiffness, things like, or maybe you need a training improvement. And that's how I would start to like pick your body work.
Yeah. Or things that are maybe are a little bit more tight for a little longer than you would like. I know when I start like higher cardio, my TFL starts to get a lot tighter just from walking.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I feel all the time. It's just something that kind of sometimes flares up. And so that's been really helpful. And I think as professionals, they also like it when you come in with more targeted like problems, right? Because they want to see you improve. I know like for Bree, for sure.
Yeah. If you have a regular person who's very athlete or sports minded, they love a good like progress project.
Oh yeah.
So they're willing to help you and like even like discuss things with you. So it's like find someone. I think I would like try different people until you found someone that you really clicked with to like work with your body more so
Agreed.
than type of body work.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I was not prepared. Let me see.
Will you guys coach after you stop competing?
Yes. I think I
Good.
would. I think I would. Posing, coaching, and everything too.
Yeah, so I'm gonna continue posing coaching as long as Kaylia will have me.
No, she's done. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah.
But I have lifestyle clients right now. I have thought about adding in prep clients. Right now my career is really busy, so it's not about like coaching because I'm competing or not competing. It's more that like I have another career that is very demanding right now. So it's like I have to like balance my time. I actually feel like if I was not competing, I would be more likely to coach because I would have more brain bandwidth to give to others. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and with lifestyle coaching, I've been like getting a lot of experience on helping different women meet different goals. And I think it would actually kind of be fun to add on to that and do prep and lifestyle in the future.
Yeah. No, I definitely will. I do like lifestyle, but I do like competing. Maybe a little bit more. I really wanted to get into like I really liked after coaching for a little while, I really liked the mindset behind just like the lifestyle change, because it's a huge mindset change. And so part of me, and I have not gotten into, but part of me wants to get into life coaching. That's what part of me wants to do, is get into life coaching. I think it would be very, very rewarding. And I think the only thing holding me back is that I'm 30, and I feel like people will be like, you have not lived. So I don't know. I don't know what I would say to be hit with that. So I don't know. I still
Like, so when I have that answer, then I will.
Right. Like once I get to like a good answer for that, but that's my little insecurity, or my little like imposter syndrome, is like, you're
Like,
30.
I'm not old
Like,
enough.
what have you done? Like, you've been like an adult for 9 years. Not even a decade. But yeah. So
But if you like lifestyle coached like people younger, getting
that's
them to,
true.
and
I'd
then,
be adultier adult.
yes,
I like that. I like that.
And you gain experience.
Right?
Yeah.
I would just have a little bit of ageism. Like, you can't.
you have
deal-
age limits, and then as you get older,
As you
you
get older, you're
expand
like,
that age
nah.
limit.
Yeah, exactly. Limit.
The range increases as
Yeah.
your age increases. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
We're
I'll,
so silly.
I'll continue posing coaching. I don't think I ever would want to be a competition coach. I just don't have the like knowledge or want to put that kind of effort in learning like peaking and just all the super detailed nuances of competition. So I don't, but I love posing, so I'll stick with that. I actually have, like, once I go into my life phase, my little life family season for a few years and experience that, I thought it would be interesting to maybe potentially look into life. Like
this is a
opposite
cool
of
idea.
you is I would want to work with lifestyle clients and actually work with girls that are transitioning out of competing into like mom season and family
Yes.
season and
Perfect
life
thing for
season.
her.
Yes,
And
that sounds amazing.
Like, and help them with that transition. And like, and a lot of it is mindset too, of like, cause you're like, I've been thinking about it a lot of like, wow, I've been doing this for 9 years. Like, this is like almost a decade of my life I'm going to be like transitioning out of. And like, that's a huge
it's
thing.
a huge mindset shift.
And
I
so like
that, too.
helping guiding women
Yeah.
into that, I think would be just really rewarding and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Obviously I want to experience it and go through it and stuff like that. But that could be something down, several years from now that I could get interested in doing. So that's something
I
down
love
the road,
that.
but
I think
that
there would
I've
be a
thought
lot
about.
of interest in that. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I've thought about it as myself as an athlete. It's like I would love to continue. I don't need like my prep coach anymore when I'm done competing.
But it's a little mix of a lifestyle, a life
we
coach,
could
and
like
a little bit of
combined.
yeah,
Yeah.
do it together. That'd be cool.
yeah, because I don't, and I don't want to work with. I want to help. I would want to work with the girls transitioning out of it.
Yeah.
and then how to still like,
'Cause I could help
how to
with the
still
macros and
track
all
your
that stuff.
food, or how to still like eat
Yeah.
well but not have to track, and how to still
Intuitively.
go to the gym maybe 3 days a week but not 5 and 6, and spend
Mm-hmm.
3 hours in the gym. Like how to make it work with your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also find the happiness and fulfillment not from like, I got my 12,000 steps today.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, other fulfillment of like flip it of
Yes.
like I got to spend this amount of hours with my family today. I don't know.
Exactly.
Like flip it. Like
yes, exactly. Like maybe you got to 11.5, but you spent more time and you were more present.
Yes.
Right? That, like, in prep, that's a no-no.
almost
But-
like the metrics
yeah.
are like the life. What are your lifestyle metrics?
Yes. Yes.
And that I just think that was so
Yes.
fascinating and cool.
I think
So
so
that is
too.
something I've thought
I love
about in the
that.
last like just few months, and
I
that
love
could
that.
be something down the road. But for now, posing coaching is it. But yeah.
Yes. I
Well,
love
I think
that.
that's great. I think there's a lot of women who really have an identity as a competitor. Like some of us, like I realize this is like year 9.
Yeah.
Like it's my
It's been like
identity at
I
this
told.
point.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel lost afterwards, and I feel like I could probably manage my diet, but like I would love someone to like tell me it's okay to take the day
Yeah.
off.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
yeah,
we're
that's what I'm
supposed to
looking
tell
for.
me
Here's the thing.
chill.
At least it's like it's a transition period. Like maybe you have this person, me, whoever it is, for a transition period until you feel secure enough to like make these decisions on your own, and then you're like,
because you're not going to go from like 100 to 0,
Right.
But to have someone to check in with, like you said, to say
Yeah.
like, hey, you're on the right track. Like maybe it's not like prep things you're doing, but you're still checking boxes, still checking in with someone, and
Yeah.
then as you get more comfortable checking, those
helping you
boxes
build
for
that
you,
confidence
Yeah,
that
then you
then
don't need
you
a
can.
coach.
Yes, exactly. I
You'd
like.
be literally coaching them to not need a coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if it's a good like business model for long term. Just kidding.
No, seriously.
But you're always
Noted.
it's a revolving door.
Noted.
You're always
There'll
gonna,
always be more.
You're always gonna have people
love it.
leaving, like getting older, leaving the sport.
Yes.
Like, it's just like there's always new competitors coming in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm very down with this. I love it.
I think it's a really good idea. I think it's something that there isn't a lot of resources for people.
Well, I just gave someone my business idea.
Now we just have to
Steal
go
it.
through
Just
it
kidding.
successfully.
There's
Right.
I know, we just gotta
Now
go
we just gotta
through
do it.
Hopefully we don't fail.
Right.
We're on this podcast a year from now, like crap.
Yeah,
no, I'm
remember
just
that
kidding.
time?
Remember?
I think we've gone through like
We've gone through almost all of them. Did we talk about the hardest part about maintaining relationships during final months of prep? I think
yeah, we
might
did. We
have.
did
I
that
think
one.
so.
And hardest part post show we definitely covered, and like I think that's part of even like why like Kaylia has this idea is because not even just post show. I think post competing is something so much harder. That almost like scares me. It's like maybe I should just stay competing so I don't ever have to like deal with that.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I know. I know.
So I don't have to transition.
It is. Honestly, I have that little sneaking thought every so often. Because, like, even when you, like, go into reverse and stuff, I just want to be back on prep. Like, everyone has experienced that.
I know.
I know, but you feel that, like,
Nope.
I don't know.
I
Never?
literally no, guys.
Never?
I am craving right now being done with prep so I can go into
Okay,
an
but you're
improvement season.
in prep. I mean, like, when you, like.
No. I love improve. That's why I'm weird.
I love
That's
the
why I don't
stage.
understand.
Yeah.
I don't love. I
Yeah.
love the stage, and I can appreciate prep, but I freaking love improvement season.
I don't think I've had enough good
I
improvements
never-
to love it.
I feel like
I
I
never-
always gain more weight.
It's the uncontrolled. Yeah, I think Lauren and I are more like with the
I gain too much weight. I just
uncontrolledness
hate
of
it.
it.
No.
Is kind of scary.
I never craved prep. The only time I craved prep was after my 2-year off season because I finally got to a point in my food eating 3,000 calories a day that I was like, I can't eat anymore.
You were
I need-
uncomfortable.
I was
though.
uncomfortable.
See, I think both
But
of
not
us have
with how-
been uncomfortable. Maybe. Oh, not how you looked.
No, I'm
but
never-
more with what you were eating.
I just could not handle eat. I wanted to throw up. Like I could not handle
been there.
Okay, I've never
eating.
done
I was
that.
so full.
Yeah.
That's the only time I was like, okay, it's time to cut. But I wasn't like craving prep. I never got like jealous or like envied anyone. Like, oh, she's prepping. I wish I was. I don't get like that. I love building.
I think I love the structure of prep and the checking and the.
I
and
just
the
do that in my
changing.
improvement season.
But
it's
the
the same
changing,
thing.
I can see anything because
I focus on my like performance in the gym.
That's fair.
I'm very performance driven in the gym. When like
I haven't had a lot of coaching in my off
see,
season.
and I have always had a personal trainer and like
Yeah, I haven't
very
had that.
specific training.
So it's almost like 0 to 100 for
Okay.
like for me, especially when I was in school. It was like bye, like I was gone.
No, mine's always been very intentional in my
Yeah,
like,
I do like those. Like the last one, maybe 1.5 that I've had, I think I understand a little bit more.
yeah, I don't know. I've never craved prep.
I feel
Yeah.
like mine have always been very intentional. But the thing is, I feel like I'm always tracking and I am unhappy with the way I look and tracking. And so that's like frustrating for me. Like I'm not eating foods off my plan, but I'm not happy with where I like look. And so it's like, if I'm being so intentional, but I'm not happy. And that's, I think, where I get some of the fear of like post competing is like, I don't want to be in that place. But then again, I was always pushing myself to be making improvements. And so it was always like, I never got to be like, oh, I have to eat all this food, and so I always felt like I had to be doing something or like, don't worry about it. You can't like even do a mini cut because you have to make every moment of all this food count. And so I can't, that's where I'm like, that's what I look forward to is like, I don't feel like I have to like push for making every training session, every calorie count towards growing.
Yeah.
I want to be in a spot where it's like, I can find a middle ground. And I think like in my improvement seasons, it's always been like, make it count.
Right. You have this much time to make it count.
Yeah. And so I feel like even if like, let's say I gained a little bit of weight, like, oh, well, if that, but like I had to continue to eat those calories at that weight because
You have
it
to make
wasn't
it,
worth
yeah.
to cut the food back to grow. So I felt like I'm always pushing. And that's the part where I feel like that's where I look forward of like not being in an improvement season. I look forward to a life
Maintaining a maintenance.
Yeah,
Yeah. just
where
like-
I'm in like a comfortable place where like, let's say I do get a little uncomfortable with my body and I can do a
You can always
6-week
pull back a
mini
little.
cut and
Yeah.
pull
Yeah.
back on some food
Yeah.
and just feel good.
yeah.
That's where I'm
You can go back and forth and pull
Yeah.
levers when you need to and not to because there's no. Yeah. I get.
exactly. So I'm looking forward to that type of control
Yeah.
over my life and my body and stuff, but still being intentional with like training.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest part I've had in improvement season because I love the training part. I get really strong. Like you guys saw, like my hip thrust got so strong this last year.
Yeah.
Love that. But I have the hard part of like, it's just always more with food. And it's like, oh, well, even if you're gaining weight, like a coach will be there and advising me and stuff. And it's like, it doesn't matter. Just ignore it because you just have to be eating these calories to grow your muscles. And I'm like, well, I'm unhappy, but they're like, but you don't want to cut yet because we only have this much time.
Yeah, they probably scare you with the you don't want to look the same on stage kind of thing.
Yeah. So that's where I've struggled in improvement season is because it's like I didn't have that manipulation of just staying where I feel good about myself. It's always like this push. Even if I'm really strong, like that's the fun part. That's where I focus and like enjoy parts of it because you have to enjoy it to a point. But that's where I've struggled on it. And stuff. And so it's like in prep, I'm like, oh, I'm being really structured and I'm seeing results.
I'm the opposite. I struggle in prep. In prep, I'm like, I then get leaner. And so I'm like, ugh, I don't have enough glute muscle. I'm the opposite. I'm literally the opposite. And I just crave, like I'm watching girls right now, like leaving Arnold. I've been watching girls because Arnold was earlier in the year getting ready for Junior USAs and Junior Nats. And there's no ounce of me that has been like, oh my God, yes, I can't. Like, I want to be with them. I want to be going Junior USAs and Junior Nats. I look at the girls that are improvement season right now and I'm like, I want to be doing that so I can eat and lift and build my glutes. That's like where I'm at.
I like the controlled off season. I like having a little bit more, I think I like the structure.
Yeah, and I think I like it even more now because I have figured out reversing and what works for me.
Yes.
And I've gotten better at it.
Yes.
And so because of that new skill set, I'm like, we are really going to rock improvement.
Just leave me here.
Yep, just leave me here.
Absolutely.
I think we also like different things. Like you always say you don't like your show lean body. I love it.
Oh,
like I could live in it. Like I know, like I have like this like part where like I have looked in the mirror where I'm not stage lean and I'm like in a cut at a certain weight and been like, is this something that you like? And I've been like, acknowledged, like this would be healthy, you know, where I'm not shredded. And I've like made sure to be intentional about like acknowledging like at this not stage lean, I am happy and I like this and I love this part. This is a like a good, my body is good here. And then I know I'm going to push further. But like when I push further, I'm obsessed with the intense, as lean as you can get. Like I love it. Like, there's sometimes where I get so used to like if it's like I see a picture of my arm and you can't see the lines from my like delt and tricep, I'm like, ew, why don't I have the lines?
Oh my gosh.
I want the muscle lines.
That's crazy. And I'm the person that pulls up to the gas station and I'm like, oh shit, I'm lean. I got to put on some clothes.
I got to put on clothes. Yes, I hide it.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want anyone like
yeah.
God.
I hide it.
I totally hide it.
I hide it. Yeah.
Even when I was working out actually on the trip, because like people were just working out doing their
I wore a big t-shirt on my trip. It's just there's places for it, but like I would say like I prefer like a shredded lean look. I just love it. I just think it's fun.
It is fun.
It is definitely cool and impressive and like it's cool to see those things. But yeah, I kind of love where I'm at. Honestly, 2 pounds when I was like 125, 126.
10 pounds above my stage weight is my favorite place.
So
about
6 pounds, 8 pounds above. Yeah.
Somewhere in there, like,
8. I'm like,
8-ish,
good. We're good. Because we're eating good. I was eating like over 2,100 cal. Like,
you feel good, you're a little
good,
shredded.
You still look like, yeah. That's the sweet.
That's like the sweet spot. No one's like, are you okay? Are you sick?
Yeah.
I have like a certain weight I've noticed when I get under that weight, like I'm like, oh, I like this again. Yeah. And there's like a certain number that I kind of
every time it gets lower though, you're like, oh, I like this. I like this.
I found that weight though has gotten higher for me.
It's because probably like more muscle.
Yeah, it's gotten a little bit higher for me because I used to start prep at about 140 to 145, and now I would say that my good place is like 135 to 140 is where I like to live. Like in
mine's 125 to 130.
Yeah,
but I'm shorter than you and stuff, and you have more muscle than so.
I was gonna say my like little magic number is when I drop under 130, even if I'm like not super lean or anything. But when I drop under 130, I just like the way my clothes fit.
Yeah.
And that's where I took that moment, and like when I dropped under 130 this prep at the beginning, you know, a little while back, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, you don't have your stage abs, you don't have your tie-ins popping out, but you like this. Remember that, because when you reverse out of this season, I want you to, I'm telling myself this, I want you to remember how happy you are when we're at this point at not lean.
Yeah.
So that was like, I had to take a moment there because I know myself and I know I will just get
Did you record yourself talking to
You should.
really
You should record it.
Like, yes.
Yes.
You really? Those are the
Put
moments.
it on your favorites.
Yes,
on this
for real.
podcast
Those are the
now.
moments.
Absolutely. No, that's a good one.
That's good. That's a good
funny.
one. That's a really,
good one.
That's like a good thing. Because even me, that's like a good now thing to think of like, okay, what is a day if I'm like happy with how I look and feel? Because it's not just look, it's also feel. And then think through like, you know, where's life at? Am I going on
I like
dates
when
with my
clothes
husband?
fit.
How my clothes fit? Like, whatever. And then write this down.
Yes.
Like, remember, like,
Yes.
like
Get
this.
that Confide app. It is
Yeah.
the best. And it'll put like the date. You can put notes underneath. You can put your
Yeah.
emotions attached to it. It's really
Apple,
The emotions?
Apple has a journaling app that just auto pops up too, and it
Yes.
like it has some of your most recent photos, and you can put notes on it in a journal app. It's
Yes.
just auto does it. I don't know.
It's
It's like,
no,
oh,
it's
hi.
really, really good. Just
Oh.
to remind yourself kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you will have
absolutely.
those days where you go through that mental battle and it's like, okay, nope, scroll back. Let me remind, like,
Yeah.
there was this day. There was this day. Let me.
Because I know I will when I get stage lean, I'm gonna be like, all right, we're staying here, but no, I'm not.
No.
And I want to live, and I want to
Yeah.
be happy with my healthy body.
Yeah.
And so I did intentionally mentally make notes at a certain
The good
point,
things,
like
yeah.
where did my clothes fit as I'm dropping down the scale, so that I can like kind of have that gauge for
Yeah.
like going back up.
And appreciate it when you go back up to that point.
Because I think it's easy to fall in love with the stage look too. Like I know I have to like think about things that I don't love about, because you do get into that like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm a little leaner, and it looks a little better and that kind of thing.
And we work so hard for it.
Oh, absolutely. But like the cold are like
Yeah.
things that come to mind, like when I'm like just like cold for no reason. I don't
Mine's
know.
just like,
I lose my cheeks. You keep your cheeks.
I
always,
do. I carry a lot of fat in my
love your
face.
cheeks.
So, my,
Oh my
First year, my
God.
face
yeah,
has
my
gotten
face
lean
stays full.
first.
Oh,
My
I'm like
face stays
this.
pretty full. Mine's but like, I don't have like the big butt. So, like, mine is like, that's why I think improvement seasons, like
Yeah.
that 125 to 130, because I'm like, oh, my butt is nice and firm and
Yeah.
round,
Right.
and it's good. But if I get any leaner than that, I don't have the muscle to fill out my pants and
I
stuff.
get it.
So I'm like, man, that's
Yeah.
dumb.
That's fair. We all have like our little things. So yeah, I guess that would be a good takeaway, is like as a competitor, writing down things that you love about
Yeah.
your look along the way. I maybe not writing down the negative things about stage, but for me that helps me because it's so glorified that it's kind of good to write down, to remember what things weren't that great about being stage lean, just
Well, I just think about like
the exhaustion.
My thing is
Oh.
like, I remind
I don't have to
myself,
forget.
if there's ever a
Yeah.
day where, because, okay, here's the thing. I say that like, I'm so confident in improvement season, and I am I'm like,
Yeah, me too.
it's very rare that I am not, but there definitely has been days where I probably put on a pair of pants and I was like, ugh, this is not fit right. This is not, and and I, in my improvement season, and I had maybe a little bit of a more mentally tough day. But then I do remind myself of things of like, yeah, but I just had the greatest glute workout because I
Yeah.
had so much food, so much energy. And I think of that stuff and I remind myself of like, remember when you were dragging yourself to the gym to do an hour of cardio and barely pick up any weight, and like the workout took 2 hours, and like, so I remind myself of that to then appreciate like
Yes.
this healthy body that I'm in,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
No, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we got off topic on our Q&A, but I'm really glad we went on that tangent because I think it was
a
a
good tangent.
really good, solid topic. I know we didn't answer a ton of questions on this episode, but we just wanted to wrap up the last few that we had,
Yeah.
give you our prep updates, and, just touch on some topics that mean a lot to us. We've
Yeah.
all thought about a lot of different things about, the mental side of competing and post-competing and during competing. And,
Yeah.
um,
And you
so-
guys like responding to our question boxes and letting us know. We also want to like make sure that you guys know that we really appreciate that. Like, just putting in that effort.
Yeah, a
So
lot.
like, yeah, a lot, a lot. And so just making sure that we're touching on everything, making sure that everyone feels heard, I think is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if there's any topics that you want us to dive in deeper to, maybe we answered like a question, but we need more information on it, just let us know, because maybe it'll be one of our future full episode topics. I think I'm like sitting here in my head being like, maybe we need a post-show mindset or a body image
Ooh,
episode.
that would be a good one. We probably go deeper into like some
Body
stuff.
image,
Yeah.
prep, improvement season, post show, those kind of things. I don't know. We're
Mindsets.
brainstorming here, guys. But we mostly just wanted to update you on where we are, wrap up that Q&A. And then we have some exciting episodes actually planned for the next couple. So stay tuned for those and watch for our next episode. And we'll be posting on our IG stories too. So watch on there. Thanks, besties.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.